but all your base are belong to us.
Knock it off, Mike.
Ah, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power! Well, now they're back in a brand new video game in Mutants in Manhattan. So, is it worth it? Let's find out. There are few franchises as suitable for video game adaptation as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. For 30 years, this offbeat series has endeared itself to multiple generations with its colorful tale of 4 reptilian heroes. Mutants in Manhattan features many of the hallmarks from the comic and cartoon. From Michelangelo's pizza obsession to Raphael's hot-headed temperament, all the boxes are checked. And yet, its priorities are out of order. For all of its recognizable elements, it fails to capture the joy of the source material. Strip away the fantastic villains and locations, and all that remains is a shallow, cheap, and downright dour experience. Mutants in Manhattan borrows heavily from the early days of 3D beat-em-ups. Players simply run from one location to the next through large, poorly designed stages, mashing away buttons through dozens of uninspired enemies before being directed to another objective. Of course, there are a number of options to alter the base mechanics, but they do little to mask the deeply repetitive 4-hour campaign. Combat is disappointingly simple with a normal and heavy attack system. Successive hits are listed as combos on screen, though they feel noticeably absent in the actual gameplay. Regardless of an opponent's size, wildly pressing attack buttons is your best option, with an occasional jump for airborne foes. This is largely due to the enemy's enormous health bars, prolonging small skirmishes into tedious battles. A dodge and parry system rounds out the core abilities, though the visual prompts are regularly masked by the vibrant chaos. All 4 turtles fight simultaneously, with the added ability to change characters on the fly. Problem is, outside of their animation and quips, there's frankly no difference between them. Unlockable abilities, items, and special attacks can be assigned to each character, but with their minimal impact, this often feels like busy work. Commanding the computer-controlled teammates through several strategies is encouraged, but regardless of choice, they simply run towards the next batch of enemies and start swinging away. There are brief moments, and I do mean brief, where players' objectives focus on interactive objects rather than combat, but these usually boil down to holding down a button or carrying a heavy object while avoiding incoming attacks. In other words, they rely on taking control away from the player. There came a point halfway through the story where I discovered the best strategy towards boss fights, simply jumping and throwing an endless string of shurikens and patiently waiting for my special attacks to recharge. I assumed there would come a battle where my 2-button solution would fail me, requiring a deeper understanding of the game's systems. It never did. The most alarming aspect of Mutants in Manhattan is its lack of content. The campaign takes a breezy 4 hours to complete and ends there. Higher difficulties, collectibles, and a cutscene theater are the only additions. Online multiplayer allows up to 4 players to fight the foot, but it's the exact same dull events. On the brighter side, the sharply rendered character models and well-performed voice acting bring the classic cast to life. It's too bad the same can't be said for their surroundings. The colorful graphics are authentic to the source but are layered over the bare-bones level design of long hallways and square platforms. Even the story itself lacks detail and pacing. Despite dozens of cutscenes, there's not much plot to speak of. The Turtles simply defeat one of their famous antagonists, but they escape anyway. There's no grand scheme to work against. Events just occur at random and are quickly forgotten. So, is it worth it? No. It's not clear who Mutants in Manhattan is intended for. The children who will find the core gameplay too difficult, or the older fans who will quickly recognize the repetitive mission structure. But it's certain that neither will be entertained. Who knew a game about Ninja Turtles battling an army from another dimension could be this boring? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan is currently available on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One for $50, as well as the PC, PlayStation 3, and 360 for $40. If you've had a chance to play it, let me know what you thought, and if you haven't, let me know if you plan on picking it up. My name is Colin Tanner, and I'll see you in the next video.